The epic story of the Rio de Janeiro Carnival. Once upon a time, in a beautiful city called Rio de Janeiro, in Brazil, there was a big, colorful, and exciting party called the Carnival. But this was not just any party. It was the biggest, most famous, and most magical celebration in the whole world. People from all over the globe come to Rio to see the Carnival. But do you know why it exists? Let me tell you the epic story. A long, long time ago, hundreds of years ago, before the Carnival existed, people in Europe celebrated a festival called Carnival too. The word carnival comes from the Latin words convale, which mean farewell to meat. This was because, in the Christian religion, people stopped eating meat during a period called Lent, which lasted 40 days before Easter. So, before Lent started, they had a big party to eat, dance, and enjoy life. When Europeans came to Brazil, they brought this tradition with them. But in Brazil, something amazing happened. The Carnival mixed with the cultures of the African slaves and the indigenous people of Brazil. This created something new, unique, and magical. The African influence. The African slaves brought their music, dance, and traditions to Brazil. They played drums, sang songs, and danced in a way that made everyone want to move their bodies. One of the most important parts of the Carnival, the samba music, comes from African rhythms. Samba is fast, happy, and full of energy. When you hear samba, you can't stop dancing. The African slaves also created groups called blocos and cordos, where people dress in costumes and dance together in the streets. These groups later became the famous samba schools we see today in the Carnival. The indigenous influence. The indigenous people of Brazil, who lived there long before the Europeans and Africans arrived, also added their magic to the Carnival. They used feathers, body paint, and natural materials to create beautiful costumes. Today, you can see these colorful feathers in the Carnival costumes, especially in the big parades. The first Carnival in Rio. The first Carnival in Rio de Janeiro started in the 1800s. At first, it was a party for the rich people. They wore fancy clothes, masks, and danced in big ballrooms. But soon, the poor people started their own carnival in the streets. They played music, danced, and had fun together. This street carnival became more popular and exciting than the rich people's parties. In the early 1900s, the first samba schools were created. These were not real schools, but groups of people who practiced samba music and danced together. They competed to see who had the best music, costumes, and dance moves. This competition became the heart of the carnival, the modern carnival. Today, the Rio Carnival is a huge event that lasts for days. The most famous part is the Sambadrome Parade, where the samba schools compete. Each school has a theme, like a story or a message, and they create amazing floats, costumes, and dances to tell that story. Thousands of people dance together in the parade, and millions of people watch it live or on TV. The streets of Rio are also full of life during the carnival. People wear costumes, dance, and sing in the blocos street parties. There is music everywhere, and everyone is happy. It is a time to forget problems and enjoy life. Why the carnival is so important. The Rio Carnival is not just a party. It is a celebration of life, culture, and freedom. It shows the world the beauty of Brazilian culture, with its mix of European, African, and indigenous traditions. It is a time when everyone, rich or poor, can come together and be happy. So, The next time you see the Rio Carnival on TV or in pictures, remember this epic story. It is a story of music, dance, colors, and joy. It is a story of people who, despite their differences, come together to create something magical. And that is why the Rio Carnival is the greatest show on earth. The end.